Welcome to St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. This college is affiliated to Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak, and approved by All India Council for Technical Education. This video lecture is a part of series developed for online classes. Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Tripathi and I am working as an assistant professor at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management since 2015. My areas of interest are data analysis and data visualization, which are recommended to be a data scientist. Welcome to Object Technologies and Programming using Java. In this video lecture of Unit 2, we can discuss about the array, type conversion and classes in Java. Array. An array is a group of homogeneous data elements that are referred by a common name. Arrays can have one or more dimensions. Here are some characteristics of the array, like an array is a group of homogeneous elements. What are homogeneous elements? Homogeneous elements are those elements which have the same data type. Likewise, all integers, the set of all decimal or real numbers, etc. All elements are referred by a common name. So, if you are naming an array, then the set of integers will have the same common name. Each element has a unique index number. Since the elements in an array are arranged in a box-like behavior, so each box has a unique index number. Indexing starts from 0 and goes to size -1. Array have a contiguous memory allocation. That means all the elements are arranged one after the other, having the same size of the data type. The dimension of an array is depicted by the number of subscripts. For example, if you are making a one-dimensional array, then you have to provide only one subscript, that is in the square bracket. Or if you are making a two-dimensional array, then you have to provide two subscripts, that means two square bracket. An array is always passed by reference to the methods. So, array objects are always passed by reference to the functions. In Java, there are basically two types of array, that is a one-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. One-dimensional array. An array in which a single subscript is used to represent the list of items is called the one-dimensional array. Here is a declaration of one-dimensional array. You have to mention the data type, then array name and followed by the square bracket. For example, int, marks and square bracket. This statement will create an array variable whose value is set to null. To allocate memory to this, we have to write the new keyword. So we have to mention the data type, then the array name, followed by assignment operator, then new data type, again the data type and the size of the array. For example, int marks equals new int 10. This statement will create an array variable and automatically assign value 0 to all the elements, and there will be 10 elements in this array. Initialization of array. Initialization of an array means you have to provide the value to each and every index location of the array. For this, you have to maintain the data type followed by the array name, then the subscript and equals value. There are two types of initialization in Java. One is the compile time initialization, the other is the runtime initialization. At the compile time initialization, it is done at the declaration step. Therefore, whenever you are declaring an array, you have to provide the values at that step only. There is no need to give the new keyword. For example, int roll number, then a square bracket followed by the number of values. The number of values will decide the size of the array. And at the runtime, here the values are initialized at the runtime of the program. For example, you have to define an array with the help of a new keyword, and then you have to initialize the array elements with the help of a loop. For example, here you can see there is a loop of for loop starting from the 0 index and ending at the 9 index, and each and every subscript of the roll number array will be assigned a value whose base is 100 followed by the ith value. In the multidimensional array, the array in which more than one subscript are present is called the multidimensional array. Here you are making more than one subscript to the array location. Uses of array. Array can be used in the mathematical problems like algebra, which can handle easily by the arrays. Arrays are used to implement the data structure. Arrays are widely used in the scientific applications. Arrays are used to combine homogeneous elements under a common name. Arrays are easily to apply the advanced concepts. Access modifier. In Java, we can change the way we access the variables. This can be done with the help of 4 access modifiers, likewise default, private, protected, and public. A package is a collection of classes and interface. It is just like a folder in the computer. So, whenever we are making a default access, that means we aren't providing any specific access modifier, then a variable can be accessed by all the classes within the same package, but not outside the package. In the private access, a variable can be accessed by the methods of the class in which it is declared, but not outside the class. In the protected access, a variable can be accessed by that class and the subclass of that class, but not by non-derived classes. You can study about the non-derived classes in the inheritance lecture. In the public access, a variable can be accessed by any class, inside or outside the package, whether it is derived or not derived. Type conversion and casting. The conversion of one data type into another data type is called the type conversion. The conversion from the lower data type to higher data type automatically is called the type promotion. If the two types are compatible, then Java will perform the conversion automatically. It is also called implicit type conversion or the widening conversion. For example, it is always possible to assign an int value to a long variable. An automatic type conversion will take place if the following two conditions are met. The two types are compatible and the destination type is larger than or equal to the source type. So whenever you want to assign an integer value to a long variable, then the automatic type conversion is done and an int value can be promoted to a long variable. Whereas the conversion of the higher data type into a lower data type having some loss of data precision is known as type casting or explicit type conversion. This kind of conversion is also known as the narrowing conversion because we are explicitly making the value narrower so that it will fit into the target data type. To create a conversion between two incompatible types, we must use a cast. A cast is simply a explicit type conversion. It has the general form of target type written in the parentheses. So, whenever we want to typecast a higher data type into a lower data type, then we precede its declaration with the target type written inside the parentheses. This will be done with some loss of data. Here is an example to showcase the typecasting. We have created a class known as the conversion. Inside this class, we have created a main function. In this, we have declared a variable b with the data type byte. There is also a variable I, that is an integer having the value 257. There is a variable d which is of double data type having the value 323.142. Now we are converting the integer to a byte value. What we do? We just write b equals target type is the byte and followed by I. Now what will happen? The byte value will be 1 because the byte value has 256, the highest range, and in the integer we have provided 257, so it will be the modulo of it, that means 257 divided by 256, the remainder is 1, so the byte value will be 1. Similarly, when we are converting a double to a integer, then the data after the decimal point will be truncated and the integer value will become 323. Similarly, the conversion of a double to a byte will also happen by first converting the non-decimal part, that is a 323, into an integer, and then typecasting it into a byte form, that is the remainder by 256. So remainder of 256 by 323 is 67. Class. A class is used to define new data type. Once defined, this new data type can be used to create object of that type. Thus, a class is a template for an object and an object is an instance of a class. A class is a template as it provides the basic framework of an object. So all the basic functionalities of an object are being provided by the class. A class is a blueprint as it is the basic structure of an object. So whatever be the members of an object is also defined inside the class, hence it is known as the blueprint for the object. A class is used to define new data type, so it is known as the user defined data type because it is defined by the programmer. A class encapsulates the data values and methods that operate on data into a single unit. So the encapsulation of the object-oriented programming is defined by the class because it encapsulates data values and methods into a single unit. A class provides accessibility of its member at the various levels. As you have already seen, there are various levels like private, protected and public. So the accessibility of these members are being provided by the class. A class is used to create several instances like the references or the object. We can create several objects of the same class. All the class members have their default scope. By convention, its name begins with the capital letter. So it is not mandatory to begin the class name with the capital letter, but by convention it is required. The general form of a class is that you have to begin the class declaration with the class keyword followed by the class name. Inside the curly brackets, you should mention the members of a class, that is the variables and the methods which are inside the class. The data or variables defined within the class are known as the instance variable. The executable code is contained within the methods. Collectively, the methods and the variables defined within a class are called the members of the class. Java classes do not need to have a main method in it. So all the classes you are making in Java didn't have to have the main method. Here is a class called box that defines three instance variables, namely width, height and depth. You should start by using the keyword class followed by the class name, that is a box, and inside the curly brackets you have to mention three variables, that is width, height and depth of double data type. Now you have to create the object of this box class. This can be done by the statement box myBox equal to new box. Here myBox will be the instance of the box class. Thus it will have physical reality. To access the variables, we will use the dot operator. The dot operator links the name of the object with the name of the instance variable. For example, to assign the value to width variable of this class, we can use the statement myBox dot width equals 100. Here is again an example of the class. Here we are again making a box class having three variables of double data type, that is width, height and depth. We are also making another class known as box demo. Inside it we are using a main method which is declared as public static void main. Do you know why there is a public keyword? Because main is called from outside of the program. It is static because main function is called without creation of any object of this box demo. It is void because main function doesn't return any value to the interpreter or the compiler. Main function contains arguments as the parameters which are being supplied by the input console. Inside the main function, we are declaring myBox as the instance of this box class. We are also declaring a variable known as val of double data type. After this, we are assigning the values to the width, height and depth of this myBox object. Next, we are calculating the volume of this class by multiplying these width, height and depth. After this, we are just displaying the volume to the screen. The printing is done with the help of system.out.println statement, where system is a stream and out is in this stream. The println is a method of this stream. Each object has its own copies of the instance variable. An object reference is similar to a memory pointer. The class name followed by parenthesis specifies the constructor of the class. So in the statement box myBox equal to new box, the right hand side box is the constructor of the box class. What is a constructor? A constructor defines what occurs when an object of the class is created. If no explicit constructor is specified, then Java will automatically supply a default constructor to our program. If the method does not return a value, its return type must be void. Hence you can see the main function return type is void. So questions for today's video lecture are: what is an array and how it is initialized in Java? What is type conversion and typecasting? What is a class? And you have to create a class student with data members, roll number and name, and also methods like setVar and display. In the setVar, you have to assign the values to roll number and name, and in the display function you have to print all these values according to the object. Thanks for watching this video. In this video you have learned about the arrays, the classes and the type conversion done in the Java. You should practice all these programs and wait for my next video lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care.